Stan! Here we are in the man cave. A bit of a light sort of relief video here. Nothing too serious. We do serious stuff all the time, don't we? In Still I'm Stan's man cave. So, let's have a bit of fun. My parents were very keen on little Stan reading a lot. So they used to get me books all the time. And I've kept some of them throughout my life. So back by popular demand, it's Book of the Future. I had it on my channel before, but as you know, I took my channel down a couple of times. We'll have a flick through, unscripted. I haven't seen this book for ages. It's on my bookcase, obviously, but the artwork on it's very dramatic. Very, I do believe someone commented before it's a certain artist or style of artist. It is. I wish I could draw like that or paint like that, whatever you want. So we'll have a little look through. This is the Usborne, A Book of the Future. Tripping time the year 2000 and beyond. So this is going to be full of robots and aliens. And as someone like me, a child really of the 1970s, I just couldn't wait for the domestic robot to appear. And of course, we are having a bit of a light refreshment. Beep, there you go. Not going to tell you what it is though. I mean, you're not supposed to drink alcohol, don't think, on YouTube, are you? So anyway, so robots, part one, robots. Science, and I hope this is all right for you. You can see. So we're going back through history, birth of science. Obviously, artificial limbs were a thing years ago, and computers. And growing up as a kid, that's what computers looked like, on the Bionic Man and things like that. Cities under the sea. So this was a solution to energy problems, etc., etc. And as a kid, I really wanted this to take off. I mean, it just didn't, did it really? Nuclear fusion, solar panels, space stations. I think it was a time of great hope, I suppose, in the world, that this is how we were going to live. Space stations. I remember the first shuttle taking off, brought up. I was born around the time of the moon landings, or the first moon landings, and we didn't really do much with that, did we? Apart from get some samples. But I honestly believed in my lifetime that there would be space stations or settlements on the moon. I mean, there is space stations, obviously, but not as predicted in this book. Gold mines in the sky. Science fiction. Yeah, very popular. Ways of lighting up the earth with solar panels. This is to cope with, it says here, so drought, clouds of locust clouds, farming at night, hovercraft sort of ambulances, fighting fires. It's the way the world's going to be. Excuse me. Farming on land and sea. This makes me laugh, this one. Sorry, but you've got patrol dolphins that are stopping sharks, and then guy with a spear gun shooting a shark. That's not very environmentally correct. And how are we going to live on soya beans because meat's expensive? And this is what the modern farm's going to be like, with cows stuffed in like glass enclosures. I mean, obviously that didn't happen. And that's by, Super Farm year 2020. I live near some farmland, and I just walked through it with Mr. Stan. I didn't see these. I must have blinked and missed it. Some of the things have come true. Plastic skin, blood transfusions. I'm not sure what that is. But some of the technology in medicine has moved forward. Definitely. This one I think is quite a good one. Glass eye. Was that a bionic eye? That eye shell plastics, or false hearts. I mean, this one, definitely, your knee joints and hip joints and everything, they're obviously gone. What's number 18? Bladder stimulator. Oh, bloody hell. But there's a pacemaker there, number 10. Blood pressure regulator. If it's not, it's in there somewhere, probably. Ah, yes, robots. Yeah, the big one, artificial intelligence, which is something that's happening nowadays, isn't it? It's, I don't really 100% understand that, to be honest. But it was predicted. This book is 79, I believe. Let's go back, sorry, to all the way back to the beginning. Yeah, doesn't say, but it will be around then, 1979, I think. When Stan was only a Stanlet. Battleground 2000. Yeah. maybe not, well, not like sort of rocket ships transporting people to the war zone, hovercrafts, but you know, how far are we now away from pilotless aircraft? Well, drones, I suppose, aren't pilotless aircraft. Well, they are pilotless aircraft on a smaller scale, but if you look at more current wars that happen in the world, they're very different from what you could imagine in 1979, with the rise of drones dropping things on people and stuff, etc., etc. The electronic warfare has moved on, and I think probably not far from the future they will have pilotless aircraft, definitely. Aliens, yeah. I mean, I suppose I came out of here the day and I'd had a few light refreshments, as always, and I saw the Elon Musk fella's satellite train, whatever, flying over the top, 30 satellites in line. I thought it was aliens actually coming to kidnap me. I think I've said that in another video. I was a bit worried about my nether regions. Anyway, it wasn't. It was that. So, yeah, technology is moving about, abounding about. Quite what aliens would make of us, don't know. Mind over Matter, The Final Frontier. Uri Geller. Wasn't that found out to be a load of... Don't know, I'm not sure. Bender. We used to try to do it at school. So, Space Battle Cruiser. And all these things that are going to happen. First nuclear fission power station. That hasn't happened. Just second generation space shuttle. That hasn't happened. Let's look at 91 to 2000. Robot pilots, fake. That didn't happen. High-powered lasers in the battlefield. No, it didn't happen, but they do use lasers. Reign of the robots draw near as machine function of vision, movement, manipulation, and thinking are steadily improved. I think they were thinking too far, science fiction-wise, when they wrote this book. Obviously, technology has moved on. There's no real mention, or there is later on, possibly, of in the house how technology has moved on. They didn't get it quite right. Domed cities. Why? Don't know why that would be. Sound a bit rushed. It's because of being out with Mr. Stan today, like doing middle-aged stuff, and it's caught up with me a bit. I'm a bit behind schedule. So there's obviously my town now. Yesterday, but I remember scenes not far from that. There's a lot of people in the United Kingdom would, and this almost. I mean, this is a French architect, Le Corbusier, 1920s. Maybe a lot of the Soviet-influenced designs were like that. Houses through the ages, but that definitely back-to-back street houses. I mean, I lived in a small house like that when I first got married. This one is very. That is my town centre there. That is. I sprayed some graffiti in that little stairwell there while I was urinating. I'm only joking, but my hometown, no shit, had a building like that. It's gone now. It's been demolished. My hometown had a town centre. Has a town centre. Very similar, and I'd say it's probably in between that. It's not like that. It doesn't look like that at all, and it doesn't look like that. But a modernist concrete town centre that probably after 5 years looked dated. Concrete, it gets mould on it, like not mould, moss. Doesn't look very well. The stairwells, I'm not joking. There was two like sort of stairwells for pedestrians to go up and down, and me and my sister used to call it porridge after the prison comedy. And even in the 1970s, when these structures were only 7 or 8 years old, they stunk of pee, like a public toilet. There was people just peeing in there. The home of tomorrow, cheap transport, bicycles. Yeah, well, that's me. And look here, I didn't realise from that regenerative braking dynamo should be useful. Its dynamo converts braking into electricity. The power would help the rider pedal up hills via a battery. Yeah, that technology is here now. That has exploded onto the cycling scene. The assisted bicycles. I don't have one myself because I don't see the need for it for what I do. But the problem is, in this country, no matter what you think about bikes, there isn't the motorists. Some people just they shout at you, effing blind at you for no reason at all. I don't know why that is. There's not proper cycle lanes. People think cycle lanes are there to walk the dogs or smash bottles on. Sometimes you have to go on the path. I have to go on a little journey on the path. No, you shouldn't. It's against the law. Yeah, but my other choice is go over a major roundabout that comes off like virtually a motorway, and I've had a few near misses, so I'd rather risk maybe getting a fine or have a pedestrian tut at me, and I do let pedestrians past rather than getting squashed by a lorry. That's where we are. So yeah, electric car. Small vehicles will probably be electric powered. Petrol will be increasingly rare and valuable commodity in the world tomorrow. So electric cars, a lot of controversy about that at the minute. So this is the home of tomorrow. Oh, hang on a minute. That's a secret sign for the robot to come in. There you go, steel helmet stand. There's your light refreshment. Thanks. What a load of Tommy rot. I'm not a robot in the house at all. I mean, I wanted one as a kid. You know, to bring with me Coca-Cola or whatever I was drinking, but robots haven't. I mean, robots are in the sort of lawnmower stage. Yeah, they do that, yeah, I suppose. So, number one, giant screen TV. Yeah, that's happened. That's happened. Number two, spying on your neighbours. Electronic video, movie camera. Yes, but just a spool of tape. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that is that with your phone. They sort of didn't predict that, did they, really? Telephone has TV as well as sound. So they hadn't made that leap of thinking that a phone would be like something he'll hold in his hand there. Video disc player. So they're still thinking that the home system would be one big unit together. So if something breaks on that, your whole thing's stuffed, isn't it? Flat screen TV. Is that number three? Where's number three? Oh, I can't see. So basically, that's a shopping channel. That's a shopping channel. So they were sort of getting there. Video conferences across. Yeah, we do that in the job I do now. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be on the other side of the world, but it does. It does work. Yeah, certainly does. And this is a 3D copier. So that has happened. Yeah. So this is literally some of this technology has, since the first time I did this video several years ago, become more of the norm. Maybe a hit on there that this is a mobile phone watch, because that technology is there. Again, I personally don't have one. I've got a Second World War replica watch. That type of guy. Yeah. Anyway, but these watches are available. People can talk on them and text, etc., etc. So yeah, good stuff. Electronic revolution. And we plough on because this video will go on forever. SeaCity 2000. No, didn't happen. And you have to wonder why they predicted this, because it has to be easier. It has to be cost effective. It has to be a reason. And some of these things are just fantasy, pure fantasy like this. The City in the Stars, never going to happen in a million years. Not Thunderbirds. Moonbase, I did think that would happen in my lifetime. Maybe they'll go back to the moon. But again, it has to be, the minerals, the rare minerals, maybe the minerals they need for electric cars, or is it lithium? Some of the stuff that they have in mobile phones, it's finite. We haven't got enough of it. If I found that on the moon, maybe that would be a reason I keep knocking this stand. Olympic Games 2020. Bollocks. That didn't happen. I can't remember watching the Olympic Games 4 years ago when they were on the moon. But then again, I don't really watch the Olympic Games. I only watch rugby every now and again, that's it. Sorry to be a bore. Doesn't get me. Don't know why. Maybe used to when I was younger. Cities in the sky. Again, why? You don't need them. I think, personally, it would be a bit... Being on a space station long term would be a bit... I think the mental health side of it, that you're not seeing the sun, etc., etc. But then again, if it's like this, an artificial place, a bit like that film with... what's he called again? Can't remember. With the three robots, Huey, Dewey and Louie. I watched it the other week. I can't remember the name of Bruce Dern. Somebody out there, tell me what it is called again. Can't remember, but I did like that film as a kid. So this is about colonising other worlds, a bit like Alien, where they try to terraform it. A good idea again, but maybe with a rising population in the world, genetic engineering. Someone at work said to me the other day, you can clone your pet in the UK, a dog or a cat, for £40,000. Wow, that's... I mean, 40,000. No, look, listen. When I'm in a position where I need another cat, I want another cat in my life, a kitten, I'll go to cat rescue. I'm spending £40,000. No thanks. But it's there. It's cloning technology. Empire of the Sun. So this is on about asteroids and stuff. Don't worry, we're still going on. So the next 120 years, a time chart. First major collisions between satellites in orbit, beginning the formation of Earth's junkyard ring. I don't know why that hasn't actually happened. Robots for the home improve. The functions of vision, movement, and handling are improved. Domestic computer runs the robot staff to do most of the roles formerly done by the human housewife. Oh, bit of sexism there. Most women go out to work and spend their time on leisure activities. Oh, do they really? Oh, well, my wife just spends her time nagging me. Anyway. No, there hasn't been any home domestic robots yet. And I don't really think, why would you want one? You just like just to sit there on your backside all day. Star travel. To boldly go where no Stan has gone before. So let's have a look. So they're the Wright brothers with their little hop. Was it really a flight as such? I have seen some controversial sort of videos on YouTube that they might not have been the first people to make powered flight, but I'm not sure about it. I won't go into it too much, but they made that hop steam trains, which steam trains in this country only stopped in 1968 on British Rail, and I remember going to the local shipyard in the 70s, and they had steam trains then. So this technology, it's only just gone. And I think the railways in this country are in a terrible state. Look up Ernest Marples and Dr. Beeching, mainly Ernest Marples. And I remember after the reshaping of the railways in the 1960s, I was born at the end of that decade, that the railways in the 70s up this part of the world were just knackered. Like someone had, I don't know, started a job and not finished it. And I don't think they've got any better, to be honest. That's just my opinion. Certain other areas, like maybe Newcastle, they've had a light rail system put in from the 1970s. The metro runs really well. Round here, no, not at all. So, personal transport, the bike. So, let's have a look what they're saying. The important thing is to develop networks of cycleways to separate bikes from cars and trucks. Yeah, this hasn't happened. I was just talking to Mrs. Stan today. I came home from work and I can go a certain way, it's a bit longer, on a cycle track, which was an old railway. It's tarmacked red and black. Red cycle ways on it. And the worst one I've had in a while was the other day. Going along, there was three older ladies with 5 or 6 very small dogs, all off the lead. They were across both the tracks, and I rang my bell. They all just stared at me. I stopped and sort of half dismounted my bike and just went, well, just wait. And then they tutted at me as if like it's a cycleway. I'm not just out for a jaunt. I'm trying to get from A to B. And I try and stay on the cycle side of it. Can't you stay on the path side of it? And there is a thing, people don't seem to like cyclists, don't know why. But the cycling lane system in this country is just a load of absolute, I'm having another rant, aren't I? Crap. That's me swearing. You'll get to a bus stop and it'll have give way or cyclists dismount. What, so you've got to dismount for like 2 yards, then get back on your bike again? It just doesn't work. People are under the impression that the Dutch cycling network has been there forever. They only started doing it after the Second World War. Why couldn't we? Oh yeah, money. There you go. And you want to invest some money in cyclists and cycling, and maybe more people would do it. So I'm not bothered about the weather. It's always the interaction with cars that I'm bothered about. Commuting by a rocket belt. Yeah, I did that. I didn't like it. I'm only joking. Motorbikes, not my thing at all. But yeah, I appreciate the engineering, but pretty scary things. Cars and trucks. So a petrol engine at the front, batteries for the electric motor. So there's like a hybrid. And this is a streamlined electric car. Quickly, so the charge being replaced at any, the batteries module form being quickly replaced at any filling station. Oh, I see. So you can plug it into the main supply, or you just unplug your battery and get another one. Oh, there you go. That's probably a better idea than what they're doing now. This was one that got me. I remember I did this last time. Old-fashioned answer to the call of tomorrow. So the fluid bed furnace is a way of burning coal cleanly, I believe. So the world's coal supplies will not run out for 1,000 years. So that's a way of burning coal efficiently and cleanly in that train. We seem to be at a crossroads now in the world where as I've just said, I was born at a time when the steam age was coming to an end in the United Kingdom, but we've used coal right until we just closed our last power station. I'm not going to give you my personal opinion, because then you might get people in the comments going this, that, and the other. I always believed in an ecological answer, but the technology, it's got to seamlessly flow, I think. And I do believe that the right way would be to have a cleaner, greener world. As I've seen, they say the river nearby are polluted because of industrial contaminants. But we have to do it in a way that doesn't affect the economy and people's quality of life. There you go. That's the best you'll get out of me. And I think that's a fairly neutral way of saying it. Obviously, I'm all for green transport to cycle to work. I do it for fitness, but also the environment. I'm not coughing out a load of diesel when I go to work on a morning. So, yeah, there you go. That's my opinion on the matter. I keep knocking that stand on my little finger. So, under the water, under the waves. This is again about this business. Farming, picture robot cargo. No, didn't happen. See, these ultra technological ships. See, a ship as well in warfare. You sort of don't really think about it when you, like, growing up in my era. You were exposed to all sorts of things about the war. I certainly was reading about it, watching on TV. A ship goes down, 500 people lose their lives, and you probably don't think about, as you get older, the say Britain now's got 2 great big aircraft carriers, and they cost millions and millions of pounds, and literally that could be destroyed by an attack by a missile that costs a tenth of the price or 100th of the price. I'm not sure. You get the accountancy wise. I'm just firing off comments here, but it's a lot of money to put into new technologies which are not proven. The old technologies are proven, but it's a lot of money to tie up on one thing, I think. So, yeah. Cheaper warfare, I suppose, like the drones now is happening in the various wars around the world. We've got, oh look, a bit of Third Reich stuff. Yeah, I don't think they're going to come back. Is there any cargo stuff now? Airships, I'm not sure. Space shuttle, obviously that had its issues. Yeah, that was sort of a bit of a scientific dead end, wasn't it, really? I suppose after the accidents they had, that now they launch rockets, don't they, again? They've gone back to rockets. Reusable seems to be the best, but exploring the solar system. And again, this probably just goes back to what I was saying about ships. This is expensive. Sending humans into space, into Saturn, costs a lot of money. And I think that the Western world has got enough, or the developed nations, I suppose, like some of the other nations that are getting there. China is probably the world leader in a lot of things. And in India, they've got their own space programs. And I don't think the Americans afford it. We certainly can't. It costs a lot of money. There's got to be a reason for doing it. Anyway, going on too much. We'll get in the end, don't worry. I mean, this here, an ark, new worlds and asteroids. I mean, again, this one, future travellers will check in with a robot clerk, and the actual way that the future person sees it is an actual orb with a, bouncing up and down like this thing in the background. Whereas really, yeah, we do check in, don't we, with electronic gadgets, and it's just an app on your phone. So, but that doesn't look as good as that, does it? Star travellers across the universe. Yeah, so the time chart for transport. 90 experimental civil airliners with liquid oxygen. I don't know if is that possible? Electric cars in general use. Batteries better than current types power them. They can be recharged for a main supply overnight or exchanged at a filling station. High-speed hydrofoil gunboats in general use by world navies. Helium-filled airships used for city-to-city transport. Quiet turbofan engines assist takeoff and landing. Yeah. So that's it. That's the credits, everything else. When was this book made? This book, 1979, they say, was born. Books, so there you go. That's 24 minutes of me flicking through my childhood book bought to me by my parents. Maybe I should do a little series on these. I've got a few books from my childhood, and one of them's got a nudie picture in. So I might say so. Anyway, stop that. I might go and get it out now and have a look. So, That's 25 minutes of Stan talking crap. And I am going to enjoy some more light refreshments and wait for this to download. And next week we'll be back to Militaria. So, this is Stan, and I will. Oh, did you enjoy the graveyard thing? Yeah, quite nice that. I was just walking through and having a look. Yeah, I think they're like, and Mrs. Stan told me I'm getting cremated, apparently. So, there'll be no graveyard saying, here lies the body of Staleham Stan. He talked a load of crap. Anyway, that's enough of me talking crap. And this is Stan, and I will see you.